I'm Christy Hartman. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about gnomes. These are my new gnome stamps. They come in a set of 3 from PM Artist Studio. We're going to use them today to make some ornaments. These are designed to go with my set of stencils, which is called Gnome for the Holidays. And with these, you get 4 different gnome patterns. And here's the stencil that goes with this one. This guy is the chocolate chip gnome. This guy is the jumping gnome, which you can see. Both of these 2 gnomes are part of the stamp set. And then this one is also part of the stamp set. Here's the first one, where I used a stencil from one of my Christmas ATC sets. Here's this little jumping gnome, and I added a couple chocolate chips. This is a Christmas guy. You can see I've used that same stencil in the background, and then added a little bit of deco foil around the outside edge, and this is all deco foil as well. I think this one would be perfect for Valentine's Day. A Christmas one with the chocolate chip cookies. Lots of bling on these. Another one that I think would be perfect for Valentine's Day. If you are a follower of my channel, you know that I am all about using what you have. I altered scrapbooking papers that were actually Halloween papers. Well, now I'm going to show you how you can take those and use them for a different holiday. I'm going to start with this tag, which is 3.5 inches wide. I want a square, which is 3.5 by 3.5, just like this. We're going to add a piece of chipboard. Now this is not a heavy chipboard. You can use a heavier chipboard if you want to. We're going to use my Sobo glue. I'm going to take my distress ink, which is scorched timber, and I'm going to go over the edges. There we have them. I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can just make some simple, interesting backgrounds. So the first one is I have a print, which I did a long time ago. This is a strip that I repeated, and there is a video of this. And on this card, you can see we still have the bats. So I cut a section of the aspen trees, and then I just cut an irregular edge here, and I think we'll glue that on. I'm going to take a piece of tape, and this is actually artist tape, and I'm going to mask off a section. And this is a technique that my friend Eddie Reyes from Eddie Makes Art demonstrated in one of his videos, and I will link his video because it's a brilliant technique. He took 2 colors of stencil butter and he mixed them, and I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to use gold and this olive. He just put just a little bit in the lid. I'm going to let that dry just a bit, and then I'm going to come back and try it again because I think it needs a second coat. All right, let's try this again with a little bit more of the green. And let me show you one other technique. I got to thinking, what if you don't have stencil butter? What else could you use? Well, how about using some metallic paint? And I'm using Renaissance Brown and Vintage Brass. I'm going to take a flat brush. I just loaded my paintbrush with both of those. This is the toe of the brush. In the toe of the brush I'm going to add a little bit of the gold, tap it off, and on the heel of the brush I'm going to add a little bit of the brown. So I have two different colors on here. And I tape this off again. Doesn't look exactly the same, but it's pretty darn similar. It's got a decent amount of sheen, just like this one does. I stamped these little guys, and I want some cookies. So this is a gel print that was a flop, but I think it's going to be good for a cookie. We're going to stamp on this Yasatomo sketch paper. We're going to stamp this little guy in red. This is just clear embossing powder. There they are. Super cute. We need to add some chocolate chips. I'll do the rest of these off camera. I'll be back. I use the Lindy's embossing powders in the autumn set to emboss these little gnomes. It was the black, it was kind of a blue black is what it was. These are my stencils from the Sunflower Gate Flowers Mask set from PM Artist Studio. And what I did is I added a black section, taped it off, painted it black, just a matte black paint, and then began going around the outside edges of these sunflowers so that I could transfer this design almost in a relief manner to this background. I'm now using my stencil set of 9 ATCs in the Christmas design with stencil butter and now Tacky When Dry to transfer this design. This turned out really, really well. I love this. This Tacky With Dry needs to sit until it's completely dry and that it becomes fairly translucent. Then you lay your deco foil right over the top of it. I'm a huge fan of this technique. Pull it off, and of course the Tacky When Dry retains that beautiful copper color. I'm also using the deco foil glue, which you can purchase through Deco Foil, or I think I got this on Joggles. And it works the same way. Let it dry, transfer your design or your border, and it transfers beautifully and gives you this beautiful gold shimmer. Here I'm cutting out and gluing the red candy cane onto my black gnome, and I'm going to begin by coloring his nose. I am using the light peach right now, which is number 927 from the Prismacolor colored pencils, and I'm moving on to the peach, which is number 939, and I will be using blush pink as a shading color, number 928. This is beige, number PC 997. This is bronze, PC 1028. Back to the beige. Now let's go to light umber. And this is dark brown, PC 946. I think we'll do green on the gloves, and I've got 3 different greens. I've got chartreuse, PC 989, dark green PC 908, and neon green PC 1039. Let's use some of those same greens to color the hat. Chartreuse 989. This is, I grabbed a sage, pale sage, which is PC 1089. This is apple green 912. This one again is the dark green. And let's use this pale sage to go over the top of it and just kind of blend those colors together. Let's do the beard. I have a couple different warm grays. I have 20%, 50%, and 90%. So it's PC 1051, 1054, 1058. We're going to start with those, and then we're going to add a little bit of sienna brown and light umber to them just to kind of warm them up a little bit. We're going to add a little bit of red. This is a Faber-Castell. This is a polychromo. And we're just going to put some red right in here. Color his hat with red. I'm going to use 3 reds. 926, sorry, carmine. 937, Tuscan red. And 924, crimson red. Start with the lightest one. I'm going to use this 928, which is just a really light pink, just to go back over the top of it. Yellow hat. We're going to try making a yellow hat. We're going to use 3 yellows. I have Spanish orange, which is 1003. I have yellow ochre, which is 942, and I have goldenrod, which is 1034. Let's start with that orange. But I went around the outside and made kind of a border. I'm not going to do that on all of them, but I'll show you how I did it. It really was just simple. I think it just gives it a little bit of a frame. So come on this side of your gold, and I just kind of outlined it, just eyeballing it. I'm not going to measure. I'm going to use my favorite gold pen. You could use a white marker too if you preferred. We're going to use these glitter gel stickles. These are my new Deco Gel Star Sparks gel pens. I have a whole set of them. They look like this. They come as a set, or else you can buy them individually. Let's use the red, and let's go over the top of our little candy cane and just give it a little bit more bling. It's hard to see, I realize, because there's a lot of bling on it because I added some glitter gel. But I think it just kind of defines that candy cane shape a little bit more. It also shows that you can use a gel pen over the top of embossing. We could do the same thing to his feet. This is the silver from that set, and I can give him a little bit of highlight here. A little bit of highlight up here. A little bit on this shoe. Can hardly see that, but I think it'll work. We could do the same thing to this guy. He's already got white highlights, but I'm going to go over the top of it. Let's give him a little highlight up here on his hat. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I always love to hear from you. Share it with your friends, and I'll see you in my next video.